do, the law of attraction starts to reattune every electron that contains the light into its highest vibratory potential. So as you can see, a very small number of twin flames can literally raise the vibratory level of the love on this planet to its fullest potential.
So what are the practices? How can we do that?
You first begin by literally sending love consciously and intentionally to your twin flame in its multidimensional level. This creates, just as you learned with soulmate material, begins to create a magnetic impulse. It starts to draw it from the source, from your soul.
But as we know, as human beings, we need an image. We need something to send it to. So what do we send it to? How do we measure?
It doesn't matter. If you want to pull before you the face of another individual, if you want to see it as a flame or a stream of energy, the thing that inspires the image of your twin flame will be the most useful for you.
It's the intention that you put out.
This is exactly right. And you send this love not from your groin, but from your heart. Mm-hmm. And not because you're incomplete, but because you want to give this love that you are so completely to the God that you are in your complementary form. You just start sending this love out. I've created a meditation tape that helps people to learn how to move into their heart womb, into their physical heart field, and go into this sacred space and begin to call forth their twin flame. It's accessible on my site at www.Angelina Heart. There's a lot of information. We can't possibly cover everything that I teach or write about in this little interview.
But we get a sense of the depth of your
what
work.
It is. Right. And there are many others who are working in this field right now because the information's surfacing all over. There's another wonderful, wonderful teacher who channels what she calls the messages from God. Her name is Yael Powell. She works out of circleoflight.net. And those messages that she's brought through about twin flames are some of the most profound and beautiful writings I have ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. I've experienced my own and brought through from my own guides, my own research, and my own personal experience, the information that I've learned. And, the guru model is kind of dead. Mm-mm-mm. We're each bringing forth now our little bits of the puzzle. My job is to share what I know. And tomorrow I may learn something brand new just because of something, say, Yael Powell puts out, something that you put out. Mm. And so it's important that we share this now. That's the joy of the internet. Right. This massive communication instantaneously.
Right. Just so that we complete on the practice that you started explaining to us. So your meditation helps us, but if we want to start to feel it, we send that love, that energy from our heart chakra. And do we set an intention? Do we ask for our twin flames to reunite? What do we set here? What do we put in place?
The energy of giving love, as it hits its mark or its intention, and you're sending it forth, and you're asking God to magnify this love to its fullest potential, when it hits its mark, even as I can send love to you, what happens is when you engage, your energy begins to return to me. If you actually could physically see what this looks like, it looks like the infinity symbol on its side. And as it returns to me, it comes back multiplied. As I send it to you, my energy automatically returns on this circle 10 times. But when you engage, that energy is returned to me to the power of 10. That's how powerful this energetic exchange is. And where the infinity loop crosses in the center, there's actually a spark of energy that happens. That's the beginning of the twin flame heart womb that we were discussing, where you begin to build a bridge or a connection to this ongoing moment of creation. It's a very, very exciting experience. So you start to attune yourself to the subtler energies until you can really feel this. And you consciously make this a meditative practice. And it doesn't have to be with your eyes closed. It can be while you're out on a walk, so that you recognize the signature, the vibratory signature as it returns from your twin flame. Now, if you want to do this with a partner, it's very profound. If you have a partner who is as awake as you are, who is willing to give this energy back and forth with the intention that it is the twin flame energy, it's one of the most, it was the original tantric sexual exchange where people learn to raise the kundalini energy from their lowest chakra up through their highest chakras and direct it to whatever chakra they desired to achieve what they wanted. It's long since been altered to become a practice for most people that has to be about what I'm going to get in return. But when you bring this energetic form to what can I give, it shifts everything. It is you as God in action. So it is basically training yourself to this experience. Now, at one point, you will be giving love so fast between yourself and your beloved twin flame that all of your chakras will be literally bouncing back and forth. You will feel it so profoundly, and then it will reach an orgasmic explosion. It will happen in your heart. And in that moment, a bridge is created between your dimension and your vibration, what you are as a soul, through your interdimensional self. So you connect with the vast expression of what you are as a twin flame in your cosmic soul. And a funny thing happens. It starts to create a neuronal path in your brain. And as it creates this bridge of consciousness, you will find that you can almost begin to draw it just by a thought. You can feel the energy move through this experience down into your heart so that you just become a pulsing, giving, emanating field of love through your heart. So it takes a bit to create the bridge, but you create it by constantly revisiting it and giving love. I hope that helps some.
Yeah, this is very, 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 very insightful. How did you learn all this? What is your background?
Well, as I say, I experienced my twin flame coming to me. I wasn't looking for anything outside of myself. Happily married woman for 30 years with a bundle of children. And I was lying asleep in my bed one night next to my husband, who was fast asleep, and I was awakened by something kissing me. And it was a very visceral experience. And I thought, I'm dreaming. And I had this experience, and I'm thinking, what a delicious dream, as this energy moved across my body, and it was exciting in the way that a human would experience a sexual relationship with another human being. Well, I thought I was dreaming, and I woke up and I thought, that was a delicious dream. And I walked to the kitchen in the middle of the night, and I actually made myself a cup of coffee. And then I went back to bed, and the experience started all over again, only this time I wasn't asleep. I was wide awake. And it moved through my body in such a profound way, and I started weeping, because it was as if I was with the deepest, dearest love of my life that I had not seen for so long. Then I moved out of my body into the energetic body of whatever I was making love with, and I could see my own face below me. And I kept moving back and forth between myself and this energetic being, weeping and having these experiences in every cell of my body. I mean, it was like having every electron on fire in my physical body. And then the energy would move very profoundly to my heart and would have this explosion, this orgasmic experience. And it was exciting. I may have even had an orgasm as we understand it as human beings in a sexual relationship, but it's so far paled by comparison to what was going on in my heart. Well, again, I thought I must be dreaming. I got up again. This went on all night long. And I thought it was so strange because I was lying next to my husband and I wasn't feeling guilty. I wasn't feeling fat. I wasn't feeling old. None of those ideas went through my mind as a human. I was having this profound exchange of love. Well, that energy stayed with me very powerfully, very strongly. The very next morning I woke up, I sat at my computer while I was waiting for my son at a tennis camp, and my fingers started to fly across the keys. My fictional work, The Teaching of Little Crow, was birthed. And that energy stayed with me 24/7 till the very last word of that book was written. That is a fictional work, but it contains the Ascended Master's teachings about twin flames. And the minute I finished it, that energy disappeared. I was brokenhearted. I couldn't figure out where it had gone. And but then I started asking. I said, is this my twin flame? What happened here? I started asking my soul, my higher consciousness, if you will, what that experience was about. I put the book on the shelf and assumed it was for my own eyes, and didn't even share it with anybody for another 4 or 5 years. And as I asked for this energy to return to me, it never returned to me in that form. And I think the reason was because I would project all that energy outside of myself as my feeling incomplete and wanting that again. So instead, it forced me to an internal growth in which I began to balance these two energies. I now connect every single day with the full multidimensional aspect of my twin flame. And I have it experienced in all of my relationships in this dimension. So that's how it began for me. And of course, I was so interested during that period of time where it seemed to have disappeared that I read everything I could read about it. And I would meditate every day and ask about it, ask for direct revelation. And when you knock on the door, it swings wide open. So, you know, the old saying, be careful what you ask for you may get it. Well, I asked for it, and I certainly have received it from every angle of life.
Well, thank you for sharing with us the wisdom that you have received and gained through those experiences and your lives. Thank you.
That was pretty personal, wasn't it?
That's great. That's how we like it. Do you have any last word for us?
I do.
Message that you would like us?
I would love very much to say, if you are feeling this compelling call to join with your twin, it means you have evolved to a point where you could be of tremendous service to this planet right now. And it would inure to your benefit and to the benefit of all that is to pursue this from the highest consciousness you can bring to it so that you may serve this planet at this most propitious time. It is the highest service a twin flame can bring to this planet, not in terms of having a relationship that is fulfilling as the one romance. It is really about romancing the one, and the one is God, and that God is all things. So that is my deepest, dearest message from my heart to all of you who are feeling the tug of this compelling, profound longing to join with your twin.
Thank you, Angelina.
Well, you're so welcome. What a treat to be here with you.